Defending the honor of their boxing-crazed homelands.
Mexico.
Antonio Margarito with welterweight supremacy on the line. Since defeating Shane Mosley, Cotto's excellence is now unquestioned. And the announced retirement of Floyd Mayweather tonight. Can Antonio Margarito finally make it over the top?
Okay, Trunk's okay.
By Cotto. Margarito looking for opportunities, but putting space between the punches. Now the left uppercut for Margarito. And he steps in the corner and fires away. Cotto calmly fights his way out, switches southpaw. Good job slipping the right hand there. And another combination. Now a Margarito combination. And Cotto counters perfectly. Terrific left hooks by Cotto. Margarito misses the uppercut. It's been a very precise first 2.5 minutes. Both men boxing. Cotto goes to the body first.
Keep him up.
Kenny Bayless says keep him up. Cotto says they were right on the belt line.
Here we see what may have been the cleanest punches of the whole round. Even though a lot of punches were thrown, the right hand and left hand right between the gloves by Cotto, I think, was the best. 5 rounds is really what's the big question.
Margarito starts to smoke, and then we'll find what's what. I'm
just surprised that Margarito hasn't tried to produce more pressure early on. If Antonio Margarito only throws 57 punches in a round, Cotto sticking his jab right between the cheek of Cotto.
The drama here is also Margarito's such a good puncher, and Cotto has been on the canvas and rocked before.
Counter-punching opportunities. Margarito is starting to develop the volume which has typified his career. Cotto pounding him with repeated left hooks. Both fighters have said hello in round 2. Margarito hammering Cotto to the body in the corner.
I boxed this man. The man picks most of the punches off.
No,
he's going to have to fight it.
Cotto with 2 good left hooks upstairs. Margarito drives him back with a right hand.
Unbelievable. They took a round to warm up.
And this is the fight that everyone expected to see.
Indeed.
There's blood coming from the nose of Miguel Cotto. So Margarito's made his mark in terms of drawn blood. And the Mexican fans in the crowd love that. Cotto chopping and chopping with the left hand. Margarito firing with the right. It's a punch, counter punch, confrontation. What a round.
Keep your distance. Here you see Cotto landing beautiful clean shots. He's landing most of the clean, effective punches, fighting off the ropes very effectively. But how long can he keep going if Margarito takes those type punches and keep putting that pressure on him? That's the question.
CompuBox numbers in round 2 were spectacular. Cotto 35 out of 80. Margarito 33 out of 96. Together they landed 54 power shots. So it has suddenly become the gunfight that everyone anticipated. Now let's see if Cotto can begin to make it more of a boxing match again. Cotto trying to use his feet, create space, and limit the volume of Margarito's punches. Margarito trying to crowd Cotto into the corners and against the ropes where he can fire away at will. Cotto counters off the ropes with the left hook. A pattern that begins to repeat throughout the fight. Combination punching from Cotto. And he backs away again.
Going down the stretch.
Good left hand by Cotto, creates space again.
And so far, it's playing out the way most envisioned. Margarito chasing Cotto around the perimeter of the ring. Cotto's superior boxing ability giving him the advantage, but Margarito very live. And as the fight wears on, he gets busy.
Cotto 9 of 26. Margarito not as accurate with his jab, only landing shots like that straight right hand. Margarito is walking through Cotto's best fire.
and that's going to be very, very difficult.
Well, most who favored Cotto favored him on points.
And he does seem to show that he can outbox Margarito most of the way.
No doubt about it.
Cotto is putting on quite a display of skill. Margarito is putting on an equally impressive shots. Another left hook for Cotto. Down.
The same punch over and over. Beautiful short right hand right there. But Cotto is such a sharp precision puncher. He comes right back and catches him.
When they stand still and trade, Cotto lands over and over. Margarito dancing with it, trying to cut him off. Cotto lands a left hook and moves away again. Another straight left hand lands for Cotto. Margarito frustrated as he looks for opportunities.
Very frustrated. And Cotto realizes he's winning the fight, but he's got 6 or 7 more rounds of going at this pace. If he can do that, he can win the fight. But if he can't, he's going to have a big problem.
But the cleaner punches belong to Miguel Cotto. He tends to win the flurries.
And this is what makes him, depending on what kind of judge you are. A lot of judges like the guy going forward.
2 hard right hands for Margarito. Cotto comes back with the left. Eats another right hand. Ducks.
Drops his hands as he did at the end of the last round to avoid punches. That it could turn on a dime with Margarito's pressure and power punching.
And you heard Leon Capetillo, Margarito's trainer and father figure, asking him to speed up. Come on.
Guy was retreating, as you said, but landing the really clean, effective punches. So this fight could be judged anyway, man. And I feel Cotto's definitely won almost every round virtually, but they have been very tough.
Round 6. Cotto with another one of his flurries. And another uppercut. Tonight he's trying to use his feet to keep pressure off. It's a classic reversal. And now Margarito throws all the shots as Cotto looks for space.
Well, right away, as soon as he lands that flurry, Margarito's running him down again. And that's very discouraging to any fighter.
Hard right hand by Cotto. And a good left hook. Margarito fires away to the body 3 times.
I think Cotto's actually dominating this round again. But
here you see Margarito putting on a tremendous amount of pressure, but he's paying the price as he's coming in, applying the pressure, momentum.
Certainly Margarito, Emmanuel, as you mentioned, changed the momentum in the last round.
The momentum to me is going to Margarito, even though he may be. If I would be in Cotto's corner, I would be really
hurt, guys.
Cotto's badly hurt by a series of Margarito uppercuts that hammered him. Margarito goes right back to the left-hand uppercuts. Cotto is in trouble along the ropes. Biggest trouble he's been in since the Ricardo Torres fight several years ago. Margarito's stalking and stalking.
And this ain't Ricardo Torres.
Cotto's looking for breathing room, and there is none. He has to fight his way out for breathing room. He gets hit by a hard right hand. Margarito throwing uppercut after uppercut. He might launch 120 punches in the round. Cotto turns southpaw, hits Margarito with a left hand and backs away. Miguel Cotto blowing blood out of his nose and his mouth after that on Miguel Cotto. Miguel just can't hurt him.
Jim, this is exactly the way I figured the fight was going to go.
Now we have our classic.
But you know, Cotto
Right in
has
the
shown
left
his
hand
grip.
by Cotto.
Cotto's been in these situations similar to some degree, but never with a big man like this. And
Tremendous shots by Cotto. A hard right hand by Margarito. And he lands another uppercut. Cotto trying to get him.
Here you see Margarito putting on tremendous pressure, throwing so many punches, and all of them are powerful, particularly the left uppercuts, which I predicted would be his best punch in this. But right now, Cotto's having a problem because all of those, such as the short left hook, it was just a matter of so many punches coming from so many angles.
It's coming up just a little short, but it's getting closer and closer.
Gain his equilibrium and a mental foothold in the fight. And he may have it.
It still is he who gives you the sense that he's shaky.
Again.
And the next stop from middle rope is the floor. It's the next place he'll be said that if he won't do something similar. Simply
not throwing nearly as many. Now Margarito starts to land again. Cotto ducking and slipping and firing back.
And still landing clean, crisp, heavy shots to the head with both hands.
Just like that. Two good left hooks from Cotto as Margarito continued to try to apply a welter of punches, but without big effect. Body shot landed from Margarito. His best strategy is to keep going to the body. Good left hook by Miguel Cotto, and he backs away.
Stop.
You see Margarito landing all of the punches with pressure at one point, and always as usual. Cotto even tied.
Blocking and ducking and slipping too, Emmanuel. And you talked about Margarito's defense early on. I've been impressed with Cotto's defense since he's been under pressure from the middle part of the fight.
Yes, this is maybe one of his best defensive fights since he's fought. He's able to get nowhere near as much as he did with Shane Mosley. But Shane had fast hands too.
And this is so far another round like the ninth. Margarito pressuring and pressuring, Cotto taking advantage of it to land clean shots.
And unlike a lot of boxer types who control the action with their skill, it is Cotto still, to my eye, who's landing the harder shots, but it's like hitting a brick wall that continues to close in.
Now Margarito with one of his patented rallies. And Cotto just backs away without trying to answer it. Margarito getting the better of him here.
This goes out up until this point.
Cotto's hurt.
I had Cotto winning this round up until this last flurry.
And now,
As I said earlier, I had Cotto winning the round. Even though he's tired and fatigued, he was landing the clean, effective blows. In fact, but then as the round goes on, here comes Margarito with just for the accumulation of punches, where eventually he started to penetrate and landing his shots. Rough round to score.
these are big mental impressions for judges.
Those little Margarito short shots on the inside now, Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah.
And Cotto goes to a knee. Succumbing to the pressure, much the way Zab Judah succumbed to the pressure against him last year. And that knockdown could ultimately be the difference in the fight. Antonio Margarito has finally gotten his man to bend. Miguel Cotto getting beaten up by a bigger man.
It's over.
He's exhausted, and it's almost over. The punishment has accumulated to the point where Cotto has nothing left. There's no point in Kenny Bayless allowing this to proceed.
No, it's over. It's over.
And Evangelista Cotto's going to throw in the towel. And Antonio Margarito has the victory he's been waiting for all his life.
That is a
big thing here in Vegas, right?
Yep. But right here, the left uppercut, which I always thought was the most effective punch all night for him. And that's a punch that, continuing at his career, Cotto has got hit with.
There's the punch that hits Cotto on the ear very clearly while his knee is down. Now here's the end as Cotto goes down again of his own volition. And as Margarito proceeds to keep throwing, this time Kenny Bayless steps in and prevents any more harm. And Evangelista Cotto, Miguel's uncle, got up onto the apron and tossed in a towel, recognizing what everyone else at ringside side could see.
The world, the team.
Now unquestioned, and the announced retirement of Floyd Mayweather has elevated Cotto's command of the spotlight. Meanwhile, Antonio Margarito has long hungered for this chance at a huge fight, a fight which eluded him in the Mayweather era.
Referred to him in doing the pre-fight interviews as he's going to make him cry. He's going to break him down. You're still a baby.
The question's going to be as this fight wears on.
Right hand, and Cotto was short with the uppercut, but he landed the straight right. Crowd is so anxious to do better in this fight, particularly in the early rounds, would be to cut off the ring.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing I've been impressed with Margarito. He seems to be picking and punches off and a lot sharper than I expected. I thought he would have been much slower than he is, but he seems to be boxing better. Seems like the training he's had with Garcia has improved his boxing skills.
A lot of people are wondering how will Margarito's right eye stand up to punishment. Hard right hand by Cotto. Now, you say he doesn't throw the right hand well, Emmanuel.
No,
does it lack impact?
Well, he had a serious operation on his right shoulder, and it took about 5 months rest, so his right hand is improved.
He's doing a serious operation on Margarito's face right now.
Cotto is a natural southpaw, one of many in the sport who fights from a conventional stance. His strong hand is the left hand in front,
which he used to throw to the body like no one else, but's gotten away from that in recent years.
Another good left hook by Cotto. So far, 4 minutes in, Miguel Cotto has not touched the ropes. That's very important.
He's fighting a very smart fight. He just got to be in good condition, prepared to go 12 rounds at this pace.
Another good combination by Cotto. Margarito smiling now as he got in the body shot with the right hand to Cotto.
And in Cotto's corner, you heard them want Cotto to lock him up when he gets a little too aggressive. Margarito gets too aggressive.
Cotto's back touched the ropes, but he got away, and now he scores twice more with a left and a right. And he scores again with a left and a right. And he throws a couple of good jabs, and Margarito's grinning. But the bottom line is, he's trying to say to Cotto, your punches are not hurting me, they're not impacting me. What they are doing is scoring.
In the first fight,
and there's blood in Margarito's right eye.
There is, and Cotto said he would target it.
Margarito's right eye is already showing blood.
In their first fight, Margarito was landing a lot of good short body shots early in the fight. I haven't seen them so far tonight.
Now, just to remind you, the eye which is bleeding is the eye that Manny Pacquiao beat to a bloody pulp, the eye which was operated on by Dr. Crandall in Salt Lake City, the eye which was the subject of the question of whether Margarito would be licensed. And Cotto has brought blood. And Margarito feels a sense of urgency, perhaps sensing that the fight could be shortened by his eye. And now it's Margarito who's against the ropes, but fighting off the rope. And Cotto's attacking him because he wants to keep taking advantage of that eye.
And he's giving Margarito chances on the inside here.
It's a fight. Good left hook by Cotto.
But Cotto's fighting as though he doesn't have the same fear of Margarito's punches in their first fight.
Margarito grinning like a jack-o'-lantern as Cotto tries to do surgery on his face.
Cut Margarito's eye. I think it was a jab right there. I don't think it was from a hook. I think it was that jab right there that did the damage.
You are correct.
And caused the cut.
Because all Margarito's got to do is take a step to the right, and he's got to cut off. But Margarito doesn't do that. He follows him, he chases him, he doesn't cut off the ring. 3-0, Miguel Cotto.
Good uppercut and a left hook by Cotto. He's been precise and sharp in this round. Tony Margarito has been reaching for him, but hasn't found him. Cotto counter-punching, and effectively so. Margarito trying to...
Cotto seems to be having more of an effect on Margarito to me.
Well, Cotto's a better puncher. I mean, right there, I'm still looking at Miguel can land that powerful left hook. He could change this fight completely, but he's
extremely similarly to what happened in the first fight.
And Margarito defiantly, earlier in the fight, already gestured to his cut eye as though to say, hey, you said you'd make this the target. Come on, make it a target. Makes no difference to me.
Well, he's Mr. Defiance at this point in his career.
What's interesting is, even though Margarito's eye is cut, it seems like his eye is semi-closed or whatever. It doesn't seem like he has full vision out of that right eye.
Why do you say that, Emmanuel?
I'm just looking at it. It looks like it's kind of closed or whatever. It just seems like it's not fully open as much as the left eye is.
Which could make it easier and easier for Cotto to land the same devastating effect tonight. You know what Cotto's going to say about that afterwards.
That's what we're all looking for.
See Margarito back again. This is something he never did in the first fight.
And you know what? Cotto's face for the first time to me seems to be a little telltale in terms of the fact that he's
Tony Margarito's right eye in the last 3 rounds from the moment at which Margarito's eye began to show blood. Here are a series of punches that Cotto has landed trying to get at Margarito's right eye. That hurts. That hurts.
Especially when that eye has been broken before.
Almost never to throw that punch. Another left hook to the eye. That one was on the jaw. Shot he tried when he let Margarito go.
Cotto spitting blood, and Margarito moments ago landed 2 devastating body punches to Cotto's straight right hands.
Good left by Cotto. 3-punch combination. Finished with a left hook in the area of the eye. Just because he's pressuring, if the other guy...
No, it's not, because you're looking further on down the round, about 2 or 3 more rounds like this.
Another hard left hook against Margarito. Accurate punching by Cotto, and his accuracy's going up now as Margarito's eye stays closed. Cotto finally threw a left hook to the body.
What do you think he is?
Mosley fought one of the best fights of his life, and Margarito came in that ring that night just totally frustrated, confused, and exposed, as we say to some degree, and without his weapon.
Mosley with considerably quicker hands than Cotto, a much more dynamic. Cotto this round.
No, it's only landed just the punches the other round. The first time he landed 2 punches.
Smoker's doing his usual non-intrusive job.
Good.
Talking to the fighters, watching the fighters, but not doing much to get in their way. Good combination by Cotto. Hits Margarito in the right eye again.
Margarito cannot find a clear target yet. He's moving in, punching, but not landing anything, just applying pressure.
And Cotto's face has not exploded as it did against Margarito the first time. Yet
So
we're seeing why, if Margarito did have loaded wraps against Cotto, why it was such a particularly devastating weapon for a guy like Margarito. We see some of the qualities that made him successful. Dogged determination.
This is when Miguel should load up on some shots right there in that position. This is when he's the most effective.
He landed a little left hook and a right hand over the top while Cotto was digging to his body. Excuse me, Margarito was digging to his body. Margarito still stalking. Cotto stands his ground and rips him with a left hook to the chin. Although the geography of the fight is very Margarito to keep going forward, for a moment there it wasn't certain.
Say whatever you want about Margarito, and I just said his punches for some reason not as effective tonight as they were the first time, but this guy's got a ton of heart.
Well, Miguel is moving, and by this time he was starting to stay in the ropes more the first fight. He's steadily moving and changing directions. Margarito cannot get a stationary target to punch at.
Margarito's willing to sacrifice his health, obviously, to try to win a fight. He never stops coming.
No.
Guys, remember in the first fight how Cotto seemed to want the fight to be over and Margarito couldn't wait to come out for each round? I think that's changed.
Remember the first fight when they had those kinds of exchanges?
This is where Miguel should punch. He should bend forward, get his leverage, and load up with those wicked left hooks to the body and to the head.
No, I got you. Very good, muy bien.
Margarito's had a couple moments in this round, but again, with his eye closed, it seems to be becoming harder and harder for him to find the target.
Margarito told me he was willing to die to win a fight. Cotto said, no, I'm not. And that's one of maybe Cotto's advantages here. Margarito's eye was so damaged against Pacquiao, as soon as Cotto started to hit it, it started to close. Cotto didn't sustain the same kind of damage against Pacquiao because he knew when to throw in the towel.
shots, and a left hook upstairs from Cotto, and another left hook. He's fighting a far different fight now than he was fighting in round 9 of the first fight. Pushing Margarito into the rope.
This is where he should fight, right here.
This is a new dynamic.
Yeah, because Margarito cannot punch that effective with short punches as compared to Miguel.
Another ripped left hook for Cotto. Margarito's punches just don't have the same sledgehammer impact that they had in Las Vegas. Good left by Cotto.
Again, Cotto is the shorter man using his leverage to push Margarito back.
A brilliant tactic. Puerto Ricans come to their feet as Cotto hammers Margarito with another left to the eye.
No golpe, no golpe. Timbra, timbra.
They're 3/4 of the way through.
Bien, swell, quickly.
Ya lo lleva, Tony.
Come on, Tony, you have it.
Entonces vamos.
He's mine, the guy's mine.
This was the best round,
Well, let's
guys.
go.
Give us a chance.
Get that swelling down.
That was the best. Dale, dale. It's good. Vale,
Yeah, with Miguel was worse.
Give us one. Give us one round. That was the best 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 round.
Everything's good. One more.
Doctor, you stopping it? Doc. Doc. Stop it. That's it. He's telling me to stop it. I think. Mr. Tony, I know. I wish I could keep it.
I'm good. I'm good.
Stop it, Doc. Is that stop it? Barry said to stop it.